All right. All right. What's up out there, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. And we are going to be going over our SaaS that we're building for startup founders tonight. The last we done did 3 videos so far. We've been working on this for a while. I think we've been working on this about 2 weeks now. On and off, on and off. I kind of have a lot of projects going on, so every once in a while, I'm able to um, I'm able to come and knock this out, do a little bit of things here and there, um, and show you what I'm doing with the chat. Show you what I'm doing with Chat GPT and how I'm building this. So let me start where we last left off. Give me 1 second here. Let me go ahead and pull up for you what we have accomplished so far. Here goes what we accomplished so far. Um, we worked on the layout, we worked on the colors, we worked on some things. I haven't tried the mobile yet, so probably once we go into production, I'll probably be doing mobile. This is what we have so far. This is what we have so far. I worked on it a little bit today. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do do this while I talk to you. So what I do is I work on the things that I need to work on, and then I come back and I show you what I did. And I can't show you all the code because a lot of it has my Firebase SDK and stuff like that. But I can show you like how I use chat. Now, understand with this project, I've done other projects. With this project, 100% of it has been written by ChatGPT. Okay, 100% of this has been written by Chat. So ChatGPT has done all the coding for me, everything. I have not really done much. It gave me this cool rainbow button navigation. I could probably add something over here. You know, I haven't. I'm working on this section. Welcome to our landing page. I'm working on this section. I haven't thought about that yet. When last we left off, we were working on this part. This is cool. It gives me the animation of the cards. This part right here, I was working on. The cards were all just in a column. So I updated the cards so that they look like this. I'm going to show you how I got around to that. And then if you click here, you write a review and what the founder said. The name of the SaaS, by the way, is what the founder said. And it's completely anonymous. It's completely anonymous. If you like to donate to the channel, if you like to donate to the channel, um, my app, my cash app is $ leave feedback. That's my cash app. If you like to donate to the channel, also if you want to just donate, you can use Cash App or you can use my Stripe. But they're basically both the same. But people like to do different things. So I use Stripe and I use Stripe and let me see what this one. Let me see where this one takes you. Because I use Stripe and I use why did it give me a whole new tab? That's weird. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, that's not it. Um let me see if I can find it real quick for you guys. If not, I have to go get it the old-fashioned way. Let me just go get it the old-fashioned way because I got so much stuff in here. But anyway, while I'm doing that, what we worked on is now what we worked on when we last left off was we were having issues with the form. Okay. Um, as you can see in the Firestore database, let me show you. As you can see in the Firestore database, everything works, right? The information is captured about the VCs, right? Everything works. We get all the information. We even added if it's a California startup, if the California VC, right? We added that, which is new because we didn't have that before. So this is cool. The script actually is creating fields for us because we didn't have that before. All right. So that's cool. Chat came up with that. I also fixed the timestamp. Unfortunately, the timestamp was all crazy, so we had to fix the timestamp. As you can see, the timestamp. If I go back here, as you can see, the timestamp was kind of crazy, right? So I fixed the timestamp right here. Okay. Um, Again, using chat for all of this. The beautiful thing about using chat to code, and I have another video coming up. Maybe I'll show you guys right here also what's really cool about what it's doing. But I want to do a video about it. But I'll do that. I'll do that video here also. Is now ChatGPT has started to experiment with providing you with the preview. Okay. So they started to experiment with providing you with the preview of what your code is going to look like. Okay. It's pretty cool. I'm going to show you that also. So we also have the founder's information. So the founder's information goes here, but again, it's all confidential. So I actually have to update the form. So I have to actually update the form. We don't really I just did this just because, I don't know, but it's anonymous. So they don't have to leave the information, but I have to update the form so that because right now when you try to do the form, let me show you. If you try to do the form, like if I go in and try to write a review, let's say I go try to write a review, right? It's completely anonymous what the founder said. Full name, email address, LinkedIn profile, all optional. But if I go here and I go test, and I go test, and I go test, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm just putting in test data. And I go test, and I go test, and I go okay, and I go yes, and I go no, and I go, okay. And then I don't mess with this because when you mess with this, it opens up. And I had to work on this. I added that it starts off as blank. It defaults to blank as it should. I did all that. If you take this off, it doesn't give you, right? We're going to talk about all that. But if I go and I click, it wants me to fill these in. So I got to write a new script so that this is optional, so that the form will complete even if these aren't completed. Okay, so that's what I got to work on. One thing I got to work on because I want this to be. I don't really want this to be anonymous, but I think some people might want to be anonymous. I don't know. This is supposed to be contact. When you click on contact, it's going to take you to my LinkedIn profile. So I'm not anonymous. I have nothing to hide. I mean, I'm so furious about the circumstances behind VCs and how they operate and what they're not doing. And I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding. I think this is going to be a very powerful thing. We're going to collect some real data, and I'm not hiding. So I don't see why I should. I have nothing to be ashamed of. You know, I have nothing to be ashamed of. It's this VC ecosystem and how it works. That should be ashamed. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I won't feel ashamed about anything. So I got to change that. Let me go in and change that from services to feature requests. Let me go on it. Let me go in and change that from services to feature request. Feature request. Let me go in and change that. So we got that feature request, and so it matches features request. And what is that? Feature request. Okay, so let me go on and fix that. See, so one thing is this just like little maintenance things, right? But the little maintenance things are not something that chat is going to do for you. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how we're going to fix this so that the form will be completed, whether they enter their name or not. Okay. So it's going to probably cause me some issues, but whatever. But what we had the problem with earlier today, what I worked on was we had a problem with this. When you click on this was already checking by default and it was pushing this information. We don't want it to push this information. If these fields aren't checked, we don't want it to push this information. So, so you just submit it and you get the information without. But if you're a California-based startup, you click this. If the VC firm you're writing a review on is California-based, then you check this. And the reason why we're doing this is, and I should tell people why. I'm probably gonna add that in today. Let me go on and add that in. Let me go on and add that in too. VC law in California. So California, like I'm really able to exploit a lot of the laws in California. Like with the winner's circle, they have a law about clothing repair. I'm exploiting that law. And now they have a new law called California Venture Capital Diversity Reporting Law, SB 54, requires venture capital firms to report on the diversity of their portfolio companies, founding teams. The law was signed into effect in October 2026, but the first compliance deadline was delayed until March 1st, 2026. Okay. So the first compliance deadline is pushed out to next year. So it's not that long ago. It's not that long from now. So we got reporting. VC firms must report on the demographics of their portfolio company founding team. This includes gender, race, ethnicity, disability status, LGBTQ plus status, and veteran status. So I got to add two more fields because I don't think, I got gender, race, ethnicity, disability. I got to add veteran and I got to add LGBT. So I could do that myself. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that right now. So let's go on and do that right now. But this is the law. So this is where the idea from this came from. Okay. Because I think it's a good business to be able to offer this service, offer this information to these venture capitalists, right? Because I've sent out a lot of pitch decks. Very rarely do they ask for this information. They don't feel comfortable doing it. And let's be honest, it kind of does open them up to liability. Okay. Let's be honest, it kind of does open them up to liability. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out some copy to introduce. Let's see here. What I'm going to do, VC law in California legislation, legislator. What I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out some copy to add to that section and make it where people can link to make it where people can link to hmm, hmm. They can link to find out about this because I really haven't heard a lot about it. You know, I really haven't heard a lot about it. Uh, so I don't want to. California signed into law Senate Bill 54, SB 54. So we're gonna go ahead and find a way to. There's a couple of things in this bill, so we're gonna go ahead and find a way to add this. Mm, Okay, so we're gonna find a way to add this. Let's see here, venture capital. So basically, this is just like a little legal disclaimer. But I don't want to get too held up on that because you guys are here to see you guys are here to see me code. I don't want to get too held up on this part. This is something I can do. Um, this is something that I can do myself. But I kind of think I should put it. I kind of think I should put it in here underneath California VC diversity reporting. I think that would be a hyperlink, and then I'm gonna make that a hyperlink, and I'm gonna make it connect to mm, if I could find something to connect it to. So I gotta find something to connect it to. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Okay. So I found something to connect it to from the governor of California, office of the governor, okay, October 8th, 2023, to members of the California State Senate. I'm signing Senate Bill 54. This bill requires venture capital companies to report to the Civil Rights Department on diversity of the founding members. The Civil Rights Department, CRD, on the diversity of the founding members of business in which they invested during the prior year. The bill resonates deeply. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to either link to this document or I'm going to link to the California, or I'm going to link to the California Civil Rights Department. Okay. Where this document exists. So we're gonna figure this out. But I don't want to get too hung up on that code, and I'm gonna do some coding for you. I promise that I always try to do just a little bit of coding. Okay, just a little bit of coding because it's really hard for me to code, and it's really hard for me to code and um talk to you guys, and it's so much going on, and I either have to sit here and not talk to you, which I don't like to do. I can't do both because my brain is just one hemisphere. I only got one hemisphere working, and it's everything is like focused, and I'm like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? So I don't have the second half of my. I use one whole hemisphere of my brain. I don't have access to this first half. So it's when I'm doing this, I use one whole hemisphere of my brain. All right. So, okay, here we go. Here we go. So this is the other URL where you can also leave your support. Let me go ahead and pin this one to the top. You can also donate here. All right. So those are the two ways you can donate to the channel. Also like, subscribe, and all that cool stuff. All right. So let's do some coding. Now that we got that out the way. Okay. Now, when last we left off, we were having issues with this bit here. Okay. With these checkboxes. You were having issues. Basically, oh, is it still doing it? See, it's still doing it. Okay. So maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just me. Okay. So when you check the checkbox, this one wasn't empty. This one was also checking. So now this one has to be empty, and then you would submit. If it's a VC firm in California, because we want to collect this data for monetization to sell to them, then you would click this box right here, and then you would fill this out. Now I'm gonna add gender identity, race, ethnicity. I got these. So I gotta add a couple more. Based on the bill. So let me go back to where it wanted me. Let me go back to where it wanted me to let me go back so I can see what it is that this bill is, what it is you're supposed to. Okay. So we gotta add. I know we gotta add LGBTQ, and I believe we gotta add veteran status. I think we gotta add veteran status. So let me see. Let me figure out where we were at. Let me figure out where we were at. And we're gonna go ahead and add those two new fields. Okay. Okay. So shoot, I know one was I know one was I know one is LGBTQ. I think the other one said, see right here, it says gender, race, ethnicity, and disability status. Is it LGBTQ also? Plus, is it also that? Let me go ahead and look again. Maybe I don't have to change anything because apparently it looks like they amended it. So let's see. Okay, so identifies LGBTQ plus veteran or disabled veteran is a resident of California. Declined to provide any of the preceding information. Okay. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and add these fields. Okay. So first we're going to do is, again, you probably won't see it, but we're going to go add LGBTQ, and then of course it'll just say yes or no. So let's go ahead and add that. So to add that, let me go into my code base here, and it's pretty simple what I'm going to do. This is the part. This is the part where I tell you guys that it's important to know how to code a little bit. Now I'm going to show you guys me writing. I'm not really going to write some code. I'm just going to copy and paste. Let me be honest with you. But again, this is what I'm talking about, right? Because if you don't know, if you're not comfortable or understand how to do this, it's gonna be like, dang, what do I do? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the label. We're gonna change this label to, let's see, we're gonna change this label to LG, what is it? LGBTQ. Okay. So we're gonna change this label to LGBTQ plus. Okay, and we're gonna change this to uh LGBTQ plus plus, and then we're gonna change. Okay, we got to change all of this too. So, and we're gonna have to update this in the script, and I'll show you guys how to do all that. It's pretty simple. It's just kind of like recopying. But again, this is what I'm saying. If you're not comfortable with this, ooh, I messed up already. If you're not comfortable with this, then like I said, you're not going to understand what to do. You're going to be like, how do I do it the quick way? The quick way is for me to just do it myself. The slow way is for me to say, hey, chat, I want to go add these two fields to it, but I want to show you guys that I'm at least competent enough to make these basic changes. That's not even a Q. That's the O. And I'm at least competent enough to make these basic changes. I mean, I can do some coding without the help of chat, but my memory is really bad and it's so many different complexities to it. It just helps that I have somebody to do it for me or help me. So this part is simple right here, right? We just keep everything else and then we say yes, and then we just keep everything else and we say no, and we have also prefer not to answer. And that's it. That's simple. Now we got to add one more field. And so now we got to add one more field, which is veteran or disabled veteran. So we say I'm gonna call it something different. I'm gonna call it something different. I'm gonna call it thank you for your service. So we're just gonna copy it again and copy, and then we're gonna go down here. We're gonna go here, and we're just gonna change this to thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Okay, and then we're gonna put it in here. Thank you for thank you for your service. And then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna put thank that's a good question. Is it okay, it's all together. Well, if I follow what they say, thank you for your this is the tricky part here. Okay. Service, if I remember correctly. And then we're gonna go with thank you for your service. And then we got here blank blank, right? We keep that. We got the value, right? We're gonna say veteran, uh, veteran, right? And then it would be yes. And then we're gonna say, I don't know, this is a veteran or disabled veteran. Okay. So what we do is we're just gonna make this. Let me see. TERN. What the hell? TERAN. TERAN. Veteran. And then we're gonna put here. I always keep doing this. It's all lowercase. I keep forgetting to do that. Okay. Veteran. And then here, we're going to just do disabled veteran. Disabled veteran. And then instead of no, we just go with this disabled veteran, okay? And we put a space, and we just make a capital, and we just make a capital. Okay, and then you got, again, the preferred not to answer. And we do it one more time. And we just go down here and we copy and paste, and we do it one more time. And then we say California resident. So then we say, well, actually, we'll do this. Work a little bit smarter. We'll just take this one, because this one has yes or no already. So we do that. We take this one. We'll change this to oh man, I already see where I messed up at too. That's good. I just caught that. Okay, LGBTQ plus, and then we're going to change this label to why is it? Oh, okay. So we're going to change this label to California resident, and we're going to make that over there. California resident. Okay, California resident. Oh, actually, this would be what the text is. So, California resident, and then change this also. And this is the part, like, I don't understand. Like, this shit is so fucking tedious. Like, it's just crazy. But anyway, so tedious. California resident. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. That's right. Okay. And then blank, and then yes, no, prefer not to answer. Okay. So those are the choices. So now we have that. And then we go over here. As you see, I just wrote that. Then we go over here. And as you will see, this is just the HTML that I updated. Okay. This is just the HTML. All right. So we got LGBTQ plus, thank you for your service, veteran, disabled veteran, and then we got California resident. Okay, and so now the part I'm not gonna now the other part, which I can't show you, is I have to make these updates in the form. Okay, I have to make these updates in the form. So let's see here. Where are they at? Gender, race, ethnicity, and these are pretty long. So these are really long to add. Like, this is what I don't like to do. These are really long to add. So what I'm going to ask Chat to do for me is I'm going to just say, hey, Chat, I'm going to copy, and I'm going to show you. Well, let me show you that later. Let me show you guys this first. So I had issues with the demographics, and I asked Chat to fix it. And basically, it did it for me. It fixed it. I'm not going to be able to show you the form because my APIs and all this other private stuff in there. Let me see. Maybe Maybe it won't show you anything. Okay, it's not showing you anything. So I can show you this. There's nothing there. Okay, so I can show you this. So I can show you this because there's really nothing there. So I can show you what it gave me back. It gave me, and I added this script, which is what I have right now, and I'm gonna have it updated for me because it's like I can show you the part I gotta change. Okay, let me just show you. I gotta change this part right here. I gotta put the stuff you just see me change. I gotta put it. I gotta put it in here, and I gotta put it in here. And I just don't want to do that. I type really slow, and I got to put it in here, and I just don't really want to do that. So it's easier for me to just say, "Hey, chat, take this code, add this to it." I already updated the HTML, and just sharing those lines with it, it's gonna update it for me. And let me see if I can show you any. We did a lot of work with it today. We did a lot of work with it today. So let me see if I can show you anything else. I probably can show you some things, but so I can't show. Okay, so these are the things right here I got to change. Right here, like let me show you how I remember when I told you guys I can read this. It's kind of weird because I can like read this like a book. You know, um, the part that I have to change is this part right here. Well, it's not in this one, but I can read this like a book, you know. The part that I would have to add to is this part right here. Well, it's several parts I got to add to, but just to give you an example that I know what I'm looking for, I would have to change this right here. I would have to write all this in, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna have chat do it for me, and that's it. We're gonna call it a day. We're gonna call it a day. So let me tell it. Let me get down to the bottom, and then I'm gonna show you what I was actually working on. So let's update this script. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna say update update this script. We're gonna kill a couple of birds with one stone. We're gonna say update this script so that the what is it that update this script so that the full name, email address, and LinkedIn profile URL. So we're going to ask it to, okay, I can show you how I'm doing this. Let me show you how I'm doing this. Update script so that the full name, email address, and LinkedIn URL are optional to submit the form. Meaning the form will be able to submit with or without this information. Okay. Because we really only collect this information if they check the box for demographics. Because the information is only valuable to us if they're in California and the VC's in California. It's the only reason why the information is valuable to us. Okay. Also add to the script the following demographic for, and let me just put the script here so that I can make my life easier. Oh, let me stop because I don't want to show you guys. I don't want to show you guys my Firebase keys. Okay, demographics for, let's see here, LGBTQ plus. Thank you for your service. Okay, so remember we got to call that Thank you for your service, veteran or disabled veteran, and resident of California. Okay, resident of California. Okay, I have already added these new demo graphics to the HTML code for the form, for the, what is it, the HTML code, is that the test what the founder said, that HTML? Okay, let me see here. Okay, so we put that in there and we hit enter on ChatGPT, and it's gonna update it for me and do everything. Blah 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 blah. You know, it spits it out. I like to and this is a problem. Let me show you. Let me show you real quick. This is a problem with chat that I wish they fix. Right, a vertical. It does a vertical scroll, or as they say, what is it? I think it's a reverse scroll. Basically, it goes from the top down, not the bottom up. In other words, it should reverse scroll. So the top part of everything should be down here instead of me having to do this every time. So it gives me everything it gives me everything in a downward scroll, and then I have to scroll back up to the top over and over and over again instead of giving me everything in the bottom scroll and scrolling upward. I've been trying to get them to fix this. They don't listen to me. But here goes right here where it tells you the changes. So we changed this. The link are optional. Their values so won't be stored in Firestore. New demographics are also optional. They would not be included in the demographic data. Object is only populated if the user provides values. Okay, and then conditional demographic inclusion. Okay, will be included in the data sent to Firestore. So everything's straight. Okay, and so, but like I wanted to show you guys, you gotta at least know your way around. If you don't know your way around, you're gonna drown. So we copy this and we go over here into our form script. We delete the old form script. All right, we delete the old form script. We put in a new form script, and we're Gucci. We're Gucci. We should be Gucci. Okay, and that's it. Okay. Okay, so if we go over here to write the review, if we go over here to write the review and we check the box, here we go. That's what I was worried about. Here we go. See, when you start fucking with it, okay, there we go. I was like, see, here we go. When you start fucking with it, you guys saw that, right? When you start fucking with it, it's like, here we go. Here we go. Well, it's gonna do that. But anyway, when you start fucking with it, it's like, here we go. So we got LGBTQ. I call this thank you for your service. Okay, in California resident. And they have colons next to them. So let me go on and put the colons next to them. I left out the colons. Let me go put the colons after them. Little details that count, little details that count. And I tell you, man, after this, I'm like ready to chill after this. I need a joint. So, okay, so we do that. We save all of this. And this is what we got. All right. So we click on that. We refresh the page. We do this. We do that. And then we got all of this. And so now we got to see, we got to test it. And now we got to see if it pushes. So here goes. Let's test it. Okay. Let's test everything. Test, push. Let's leave these blank because that's optional, right? Let's say Big Money Brothers. Oh man, awesome. Okay, describe the process slow, response time slow. What expectations met? No. Communication method, I don't know. Outcome sad. If the client why pitch deck, I don't know. Suggestions for improvement. A phone call be nice. A phone call be nice. Was the outcome fair? Not at all. And of course, we're going to check these. And so we're going to put male. We're going to put African American, ethnicity, not Hispanic or Latino, disability status, no, LGBTQ, no, thank you for your service, prefer not to answer. So we should have, that should be no. Okay, it should be no in there. So we got to change that. Thank you for your service. Or it should be no. So we just take this one. So we just take this one and we're just going to put it in here and we're just going to say no. And so we just, oh, wow. Did it really just do that? Yes, it did. It really just did that. Yeah. Okay, anyway. Let me make sure everything's there before I go do this again. No. Okay. California resident, yes, no. Okay. So let's start with this because it's just, Black, African American, ethnicity, not Hispanic, Latino. No, I do not have a disability. No, thank you for your service. No, California resident. No. And then we're leaving that blank. And then Big Money Brothers. What would you like to know? What would you like to know? I'm going to try to use a little bit more. Describe the process slow. Response time. What is that? What expectations meant? Not at all. Communication method. Email. Outcome. Phone call would be nice. If declined, pitch deck. Suggestions for improvement. Virtual meeting. Was the outcome fair? No. Okay. And so then we click on this. And again, it's a little bit buggy, but that's okay. A little bit buggy. It's local. It's a little bit buggy. And it says here, please fill out these fields. See, it's supposed to be optional. So I don't know why it's asking me to please fill out these fields, but it's supposed to be optional. So this is the things that you run into. It's supposed to say it's optional, Let me go see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Okay. So we got to fix this part right here because it's saying it won't complete the form because it's telling me that they're not optional. Okay. So it's simple fix. Simple fix. Um, hmm? What is that? What's going on? What's going on with this chat now? They got too many things on this interface on this prompt page, man. Too many things. The audio, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. To ensure that the form and LinkedIn fields collection. Okay, let me stop sharing. Make sure I don't show you guys my code. Okay. I added to each of the optional fields that any extra before checking if the fields are empty, the form will submit for those values. You can change it. Okay, so okay. So again, asking it a couple of questions, and all we need to update are those lines of code. And okay, it's got to make us do it all over again. And this is the process. This is why you got to. This is why I say it's not going to be where anybody can do this. It's not going to be where anybody can do this. If anybody cannot build a web app, a mobile app, especially a mobile app. Oh my God, those are so much more difficult. Anybody cannot do this without knowing what's going on, without some comprehensive experience of doing this already. Okay, anyone cannot do this just without knowing what's going on. It's very difficult. It's very difficult, man. Um, what would you like to? What would you like to know? So it's not gonna get rid of anybody. At least not for another 12 to 15 years. That's how long I think it is. It could be sooner, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Describe the process slow, response time slow. So I wish people would stop saying that. Oh, it's going to replace developers and anybody can use it and you'll be able to make an app. And no, it's not like that. You gotta understand what's going on. It's not as easy. Like, yeah, you can ask it to act. You can ask it to tell you what to ask it in order to get what you want, but you still have to be able to figure out how to coordinate all of that and organize it. And then remember what I told you. It's not going to give you the same thing consistently unless you understand what's wrong in the first place. So, like, I could have asked it to fix this, and it could have just changed everything. And all I wanted to do is change 3 lines. So I literally have had to create my own what I call firebox, my own way of doing this, where I go where I anticipate the redundancies that can occur, and I protect myself. So, for example, the web app is already done. The version that I'm comfortable with putting out is already done. This code that I'm working on is just extra credit. It's like I want to try to add a couple of things and see if they interoperate with the other stuff that's very, very sophisticated, which I'm not really that good at putting together myself. Okay. So let's see now if it works. See, still the same thing. So like I told you, this is what I'm talking about. Now, technically, I would just remove this altogether. At this point, I would say, you know what? The simplest thing is to remove it altogether. For now. For now, let's just remove it. It's easier to do it that way. I'm still not able to submit the form without the name and without the full name, email address, and LinkedIn URL. Now nothing's working. So here it goes again. Why does it keep doing this? Why does it keep asking me to talk to it? I don't want to talk to it. Okay, let's see what it says. I got so many things up. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm just going to update something. I already kind of know what I need to do. I mean, like I said, it's already ready to go. I'm just being extra. I know what I want to keep. I'm just being extra. I know what I want to fix. Like I said, I'm just being extra. Um, and I just tell it this is still not working because I'm so sick of it. I just tell it it's still not working. I just say, hey, it's still not working. And see what it does, right? So I mess with it. I say, hey, it still doesn't work. Allow the form exactly. That's what I'm saying. Allow the form to submit without these fields. For full name, email, and LinkedIn, if these are empty, the script assigns a fallback value. Anonymous for full name, no email. There we go. See, now it's thinking. Valid values are submitted to Firestore. There we go. Now you're thinking. Optional demographics. Okay, form reset so that it's cleared and ready for the next review submission. This solution is short. Exactly. So what it came up with is pretty clever. It doesn't know how to make the form submit without the fields having value because of what's going on in Firestore. So to simplify it, it just said what we're going to do is we're going to create a script that's just going to put anonymous in there. So it's going to fill in the information with the text anonymous, which makes sense. Okay. So that's crazy. That's crazy. Let me show you guys what it came up with. So this is the solution it came up with, which is pretty cool. So that's what I mean. Like I've been doing this so much, I know this solution they gave me wasn't going to work. And so it came up with this solution. This is pretty clever. I would have never thought of this. It just says, look, we're just going to put something in there anyway. It doesn't matter. Since it's optional, we're just going to put anonymous. So if no one fills it out, it's supposed to be able to put in something on its own. The script is going to put in something on its own. And you have to be able to look at this and say, oh, okay. Optional null if empty. Okay. So update this. Okay, so provide me the full updated script. Okay. So now I gotta tell it provide me the full up the full updated script. Okay, because it left out some stuff and I don't it always gives you like half the script. Okay, so give me the full updated script, man. Give me the exact thing that I gave you. Don't be half stepping, chat. Don't be half stepping. And I can read it and I can see if it's gonna work. Okay. All right, and then in here, it should be a little script that says we're gonna just use anonymous, no LinkedIn. Exactly. See, right here. Okay. If no LinkedIn URL provided, anonymous, no email provided, if no email provided. Okay. Okay. This looks good. Let's see if this works. And if this doesn't work, I'm gonna work on it later. I kind of pissed off because, like I said, I already had it working, just trying to do extra shit that I really shouldn't be bothering with. But we're gonna see if this works. If this doesn't work, then I'm gonna move on and fix what I know I can fix. Because, like I said, I already have it working. And let's just keep this simple. Test, 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 test. And I want to, and you know what I want to do for you guys? I want to, if, hold on, let me do this. Let me do this. If this succeeds, I really want you guys to see it in real time. If this succeeds, I really want you guys to see it in real time. Let me get this off because I'm not going to mess with that. I really want you guys to see it. If this succeeds, I really want you guys to see it in real time. Um, I think this is this. No, that's not it. This is it. I want you guys to see it in real time. Okay, it's probably gonna come up. Probably gonna be up here. So I want you guys to see it. This is the home page, by the way. So if this is successful, I want you guys to see it in real time. Okay. What the hell? Why ain't my demographic working? Well, okay, we'll worry about that later. And it's still doing the same thing. It's still doing the same thing. Still doing the same thing. Okay. Sometimes you got to do this thing where you got to like save it. Let me see. Sometimes you got to do this thing with it where you got to save it and then you got to like reopen it again. And it's just local. All right. Well, let's try this. Let's try this again. Ah, there's an easier way to test it, but I don't really want to do it like that. But then again, this is how you learn how to break a project down. So I'm kind of working backwards because I know it's easy to fix. I mean, I just want it to work a certain way. I'm just like that. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I just want it to work a certain way. If it doesn't work a certain way, I feel like it's sloppy. I feel like I'm being lazy, and it's like I'm gonna figure it out. It just takes time. And I don't really want to put a whole lot of time into it until I'm sure that people are going to use it. So let's try it again. Ah, you motherfucker, you son of a bitch. It's still doing the same thing. The script isn't pushing anonymous like it should. So, okay, well, the script isn't pushing anonymous like it should. which leads me to believe that the problem is updating this. It's got to update this. It's got to update the HTML. You forgot to update the HTML code to match the new script, okay? You forgot to update the HTML code to match the updated script. So that's what they forgot to do. They forgot to update the HTML code. I see. Yes, exactly. So that's what was wrong. I mean, it's easy. We figured that part out. Oh shit, I fucked up. But I really don't need everything. I really just need I really don't need everything. I really just need this part right here. I really don't need everything. I see. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. It was something. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. So see again, this is what I tell you guys. This is the fun part. Okay. This is the fun part. So in reality, this is the fun part. Okay. This is what I tell you guys. This is why I'm telling you guys, you got to understand what's going on. This is the fun part about this. Look, the whole time I'm like, what's wrong with it? Why isn't it not working? I know the script is right. I can read the script, right? And so I said, hey, you didn't update the HTML. But really, it was me who didn't update the HTML. Because what I was supposed to do was I was supposed to go back in and remove this part. You see right there is required. I was supposed to remove this. Actually, all of these required should be removed. But we're going to keep them in for now. But I was supposed to remove required. That's why it's causing a conflict. Now, if I take away required, like I know I should, everything's fine. But that's what I was doing wrong. I left the required in. And that's what I'm saying. If you don't know what's going on, you're going to be, it's just not what it's designed to do. It's not going to help you with all the little details. There are going to be things that you're going to have to figure out on your own. Actually, let me just use what it gives me because what is that? What is that? Why is that ID LinkedIn? Name LinkedIn. Okay, ID LinkedIn. ID. Right. So let me just make sure this is all right. Text, type, email, URL. Okay. Let me make sure all this is right. Okay. So that's what it was, basically. And that's the funny thing about this is that I could have easily did this. I could have really did this with a Google form. But if I did it with a Google form, I lose something because I worked with Google Forms before. It puts it on a spreadsheet. I did a project when I had an iframe of a Google form. It just doesn't seem like I really do anything. It's like, oh, you just iframe the Google form. No big deal. It kicks out to a spreadsheet. I do the same stuff, but I wanted it to really be more personal. And I could have pulled the data from a Google form to give me this. I could have pulled the data from a Google form to give me this. But again, then you got to deal with a Google API and even though I'm a jam stacker and I like APIs, just that the way you got to use the Google API is just it's so time consuming to set up, So I don't know. I know I could have did it with it. I knew I could have saved myself a lot of time, but hey, I wanted to go on an adventure. That's really what this is, an adventure. I wanted to go on an adventure, and here I am. So now that we got that part finished, I say all of that to go on and try this again. Okay, and we go back to doing it again, and we go on and we put the information in, and you're going to see in a moment, if you're looking on your screen, if you're looking on the screen, you're going to see in a moment where it provides you with the new review in real time. Okay, so outcome fair, no. Okay, okay. Oh, right. Like a lot of this is just, man, when you have to test this stuff. I know it's a better way to test it, but a lot of this is just doing the same thing over and over again. I actually didn't, I, I deserve this because I didn't think about the testing part, and I should have broke it down where I'm testing this section, then it does that, then this section, then this, this way I don't have to do it, the whole form over and over again. But it's good because it teaches me what the user would experience repetition wise. Okay, submitted successfully. Yes. And if you go and you look, you see it added here. Big Money Brothers. Here goes a timestamp. Okay. I wanted you guys to see it, but now you see it's there. But I wanted you guys to see what happened when it pops up, But here we go. Big Money Brothers. And look at this. This I'm proud of. When I hit reset, this is in the local environment, right? So this is a trick that I learned also. This is a trick that I learned also. And then when I started using Firestore database, because before I was doing another project, and every time I hit refresh, I lost all the data. And I was like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? And so I had to teach myself Firestore database. I had to teach myself Firebase. And so if we go over here into Firebase, we can see, let's see, which one is it? Which one is it? Is it this one? It might be this one. Let's see which one it is. Which one of these? No, it's not that one. It's not that one. It's one of these. Let's see which one it is. Okay, here we go. Big Money Brothers. And so this is the best part about this, right? So all the information is right here in Firebase, right? We didn't put in the names, so there's no names, right? We didn't put in the names, so it's no names, so it's totally anonymous. And the founder information, right? The founder information is right here, okay? Anonymous, no email provided, no LinkedIn provided, okay? So it's anonymous. The demographics is all here. Timestamp, as you can see. And if they want to put in their name, then they can put in their name. Okay. But it's optional. All right. So chat helped me do all of that. Now, chat doesn't help you with Firebase. That's Bard. That's Gemini now. It's called Gemini. It's called, they have like 4 different AIs going on in Firebase. I like the one that they had. I like Bard 1.0. Bard 1.0 and me were good friends because when chat was bullshitting, I would just take that code base and I would put it in Bard and Bard would fix it. I built a lot of projects with chat and Bard, Firebase. Those are my go-to tools. So I'm kind of a bit unorthodox because I use the tools that complement my style and my way of solving solutions, my way of fixing problems, right? I have a certain way of fixing problems that works for me. Also, ways that benefit my competency because I'm growing. I'm growing in my skills. So now that we got that part done, so now that we got that part done, um, let's have some fun. Okay, we got that part done. All right, now let's have some fun. So what I'm thinking we're gonna do is I'm thinking for the about. Okay, this is what I want to do. I'm thinking what we'll do is this is the civil rights. Okay, venture capital. Okay, I want to let's see here. SB 54. Let's see if we can find it. SB 54. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find something. SB 4. All right, let's see if we can find this. They don't have anything here. Okay, well, let's see. Maybe, let's see. They don't have anything here. It's crazy. They don't have anything here. Civil Rights Department of California, they don't have anything here. Hmm, that's interesting. They don't have anything here. Well, okay. Well, they don't have anything here. Um, all right. Well, they don't have anything here. Okay, they don't have anything here. So what we're going to do then is we're just going to do this. What I'm going to do, since they don't have anything there, is I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this California diversity and reporting, and I'm going to make it a link. All right. So how do we do that? That's pretty easy. We're going to make that a link, and we're going to make it linked to this letter right here. So that's pretty easy to do. Um, that's not really what I wanted to show you guys. I kind of forgot what it was I wanted to show you guys. Mm, what else? What else? What else bring me here today? That's something simple. I don't really need to. I don't really need to show you that. That's something simple. What did I want to show you guys? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys. Okay. Yeah, that's something simple. I don't need to show you guys that. I could do that myself. You don't need to see that. That's pretty simple to do. What I wanted to really show you guys was what I'm thinking about doing. So that's it. I mean, it's done. It's done. I know everyone's like, well, how is this a software as a service for startup founders? Well, that's what it develops into. Okay. First, we need the data, we need the reviews. From the reviews, we're able to correlate who's not cutting checks, who's bad at this VC stuff, what are they doing, what are they doing wrong, what's their investment thesis. I gotta add some questions, take some questions out. But once we get that information, then it becomes a library, a resource for startup founders to actually be able to say, well, before I do this pitch deck, let me see what this VC, where they rank, or let me get some information on them before I do this pitch deck, right? And so they'll be able to say, okay, I don't want to waste my time with them based on the feedback other founders have said. And then we can link them to the people who are writing checks. Okay. We can link them to the right people who are active, who are really giving them opportunities to pitch, who are giving them conversations, feedback, even, things like that. So that's how it becomes a software as a service. It becomes a way for founders to get to the check writers and not waste time. Because as a founder, I can tell you that I wasted a lot of time sending out pitch decks and nothing happened. I spent 8 hours a day, 5 days a week sending out pitch decks and haven't made damn near $1. So I can tell you it's a waste of time. Now, I solved my problem. I got to the money. I got to the money. Actually, there's been a slight postponement because of Donald Trump. Then there was another setback, but everything's back on track now. And we're gonna be straight by October of 2025. So all I gotta do is hang on for like March, April, May, June, July, August, September, 7 months. All I gotta do is hang on for 7 months. Matter of fact, tomorrow I'm gonna be working on it all week. Like I'm focused on my week on working on it, closing the deal, and knocking this out. I'm putting everything else on the back burner. My whole week is focused on two things. That's getting my Salesforce certification finished. Well, at least the first week finished. Get the first 40 hours done because it takes 56 hours. So I want to get the first 40 hours of my Salesforce certification done, and also get the things that I need to get done so that I can get to this money, this $150,000 that I got waiting for me. Get that taken care of and get that out the way. All right, so that's pretty much where we're at, and I hope I'm not screwing up the timetable. Excuse me. I hope I'm not screwing up the timetable. But what I wanted to show you guys real quick before I go, well, I won't get to do the other thing because I don't even know if people watch the video this long. You guys let me know if you watch the video this long, okay? You guys let me know if you guys watch the video this long. But I'll probably just do a separate video for that other thing because I really just want to show you that by itself. So let me show you what I was doing right now, okay? What I'm thinking of. But I decided to just tomorrow's a good day. Tomorrow's Monday, and that's always a good day to push a product. I like to push product on Mondays. So we're going to be releasing this Monday. It's finished, it's finished. It's ready to go. That's it. The final touches have been put on it. The final touches are there. It works. The final touches are there. It works. Let's go over it real quick. It's real simple. It's basically, you come to the landing page. These are the reviews. I mean, I'm going to take this down and I'm going to fill it with my stuff. So that's about the only thing that changes. This is just the dummy data. And about features request, contact is already done. Features request, that's a form. That's who do I use for that? Who do I use for my form? Form spree. That's form spree. So I'll do that later. You guys don't need to see me do a form spree. I'll take care of that in the morning. Right? I'll do the form spree for the features request. The contact goes right to my LinkedIn. Features request is form spree. About I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about yet. I got a video. Maybe I'll do the about. We'll go to the video. I don't want to build a whole lot of pages, man. I'm like, I'm gonna upload a video, link to the video. It's basically a pitch. You guys want to see the video? I don't know if I can show you guys the video. You guys want to see the video? I think I looked at the video today, and the video was pretty clean. Let me play you guys the video. I think I looked at the video. The video is pretty clean, so I'm gonna show you guys the video. And then of course, you go and you go to write review, right? And you write as many reviews as you want. If you're in California, you click these, you do your demographics, you submit the review, you write as many reviews as you want, and that's it. And then you go back here, and your reviews will appear here. Now, the problem I had was, what do I do with this part? What do I do with this part right here? Welcome to our landing page. I was like, what do I do with this, right? So let me show you what I was working on. Okay. Who's that? Daily Cinema. Hello, Daily Cinema. So I said, what do I do with this part? So I went over here. And I said, give me some ideas for what to do with this section. Welcome to our landing page, right? I said, chat, give me some ideas about what to do with this section. Okay. I said, give me some ideas about what to do with this section. All right. And, it gave me some ideas. It said, It said, what happened here? It said, for what the founder said, a startup review platform for VCs, this section could be tailored to focus on providing clear, engaging messages about the platform's value. Here are some ideas. Emphasize the founder's voice, right? It gave me some copy. It said, create curiosity for reviews, key features you could highlight. Should I use photo or video for the section? It said photo. It said video. Using the video. I thought a carousel gallery would be cool with different news headlines about startups that have been raising money. I kind of like that idea, right? I was thinking about that, a carousel. And it basically showed me how to do it. It's basically telling me how to do it, right? Let me make sure there's nothing. Okay. It's basically giving me the code, how to do it. This is the code, how to do the carousel gallery, blah, blah, boom, bang, boom. And then I want to automate it. I want to automate it, right? So it tells me some stuff about how to automate it. And how can we automatically add the news? It tells me how to do that. Of course, I would use Google News API. That's pretty simple to put together. And of course, it gives me how to use the Google News API, right? It tells me how to do everything. Let me make sure. Okay, cool. So then, I don't, and then it says backend server. I never use a backend server. I probably want to spend the summer learning Node.js. I probably want to spend the summer at some point learning Node.js, but not right now. I'm just moving too fast. And then I say I don't use backend server. So it say, okay, if you're not using backend server, just use the Google News API, blah, 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 blah. And it gives me the code. It gives me the code to put in the API and the Google News API with the query parameters, fundraising, fetches the news, puts it in the carousel, and that's it. So I'm thinking I might do that, right? But of course, me being me, wanting to be fancy, I came up with this idea that I said, what if I want to have the VCs that are reviewed shown in the carousel gallery? What if I want to have the VC names, their logo shown in the carousel gallery, And I said to myself, wow, that's cool. That's awesome. That's something really, really great to do. And well, guess what? Chat again tells me how to do it. Tells me how to do it, the script. It even directs me where to go. Okay? It even directs me where to go in order to make it happen. So, but in hindsight, knowing that I want to launch tomorrow, because Monday to me is always a good day to push product, knowing that I want to launch tomorrow and I'm probably going to experience some hiccups. I'm definitely going to experience some hiccups with it. As you can see, these were small hiccups, but I mean, what I'm trying to do is so complicated. I don't want to work on it that way. I'd rather just push what I have and push what I have right now. And I'm still going to have the carousel with the VC logos, but I'm just going to do it manually. Okay. So the first reviews are going to be all the VCs I reached out to. I have a whole list. So the first reviews are going to be all the VCs I dealt with. I didn't really deal with anyone, just the ones I sent pitch decks to. That's going to be the first set of reviews, and I'm going to upload their logos manually to the carousel. And so then everybody else who comes, I'm going to do the same thing and upload their logos of the VCs that they submit. I'll just upload them manually, and then as it gets overwhelming, by then I will have it working, because I gotta take this. So we started with the sandbox. That's what already works. This was the next version that I compartmentalized. So I experiment without messing up what I know works, right? So I already have something ready to launch, but I wanted to do more. So that's like my base. And then this is just me doing more. Because one thing I learned is that you can get this organized really quick. And once you get this organized, for me, it's impossible. And I just have to scrub everything and start from scratch. And that could mean wasting a week or 3 weeks, depending on how complicated the project is. So starting over again is not an option. So what I have to do is I have to get it basically working. And then if I want to do anything extra, I take that, I put it up, I copy it, and I start messing with the version that already works, adding extra stuff to it. This way, if I get carried away, I get disorganized, I lose my place, my concentration, I just get bogged down. I can still launch something while I work on the stuff that I really want to do. And again, the thing about this is that following one of the guys who do it, following one of the guys that I think is an expert at this, Mark Lowe, what you really want to do is you really don't want to get bogged down with constantly building, and being perfect, and then nobody uses anything. So the basic thing that this is this just a way for startup founders to leave their reviews about VCs. It's a new way of checks and balances. And that's it. I got a lot of ideas. A lot of things are going to happen. It's going to be a software as a service at some point. But for now, we just are gathering the data. That's all it is. So while I could keep building this out for 3, 4, 5 months and then put it out there and come to find out nobody cares, I could just spend a week, 2 weeks. I think I spent like 2 weeks on this, a week or 2 weeks, and then I could put it out there. And if people care, I can work on the other stuff. If nobody cares, no biggie, no biggie. And then it's just another piece that goes into my AI coding portfolio. It's just another piece that goes up there in my AI coding portfolio. Speaking of which, I need to really make an AI coding portfolio. I really need to show people. I really need to show people that this can be done. You know, I really need to show people that this can be done. Yeah, I really do need to show people. I need to show people my portfolio. Yeah, I really do. I need to put my portfolio up here and add this to my portfolio. Add all my portfolio pieces, show people all the things that I built. All right. So anyway, I'm getting tired now. Woo, getting really tired. All right, let me finish. Let me wrap this up. I'm done for the night. The video. Let me show you guys the video, and then I'm out of here. Because one thing I learned too is that when you're tired, you just got to go to bed. I can tell you the best time to work for me is between 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's the most you're gonna get out of me. 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's when my brain is fresh. I wake up fresh. I don't look at my phone. I don't turn on TV. I don't do anything. I don't even turn on the light because I don't want my brain to turn on too quick. I want it to be lucid and unfiltered. I go to the computer and I start working on the code. I start working on the chat. Those are the only two things I do. No YouTube, no email, no nothing. I don't want my brain to focus on anything but the task that I want it to. And that works for me. So I recommend you don't do the late night coding. Doesn't work for me. The early morning coding works for me. Sunday afternoon coding works for me. I take a good nap, code from 1 to 6, take another nap, and then go to sleep. That's my Sunday afternoons. like today. And then so I did some coding this afternoon. I took a nap. I woke up. I'm doing this with you guys, and I'm about to go to sleep. I tell you, nothing is better than coding on a Sunday afternoon. God damn, I need to put something together, invite some people to the house. I need to maybe invite some people to the house and we can all code in the house. I got to get the maid to clean it up, but we can all code here, have a potluck, chit chat. I mean, that's what I want to do. Like that's what I'm going to do the next time I get out here. Have like coding sessions in the crib. Um, Coding design sessions in the crib. Something constructive, something. Anyway, all right. So let me show you the video. I'm about to get out of here. I think the video is pretty clean. I kind of watched it already. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this project is done. It works. You provide me the data. It gives me the data, and that's what I want. I want you to be able to input the data, right? Let's see what I'm talking about. Hi everyone, I'm Wilfred, and today I want to share something groundbreaking that can change the way we, as startup founders, navigate the venture capital landscape. If you're like me, a founder juggling endless pitches, tight deadlines, and very high stakes, you know how valuable your time is. Too valuable to waste on VCs who aren't writing checks or are unclear about what they expect during the pitch submission process. So what I thought about this problem was a solution, and not to be overly critical. This is a big problem. So I created a platform where startup founders like you and me can leave honest reviews of venture capitalists. Think of it as Yelp for VCs, but with a twist. It's designed to empower founders and bring transparency to an industry that often feels like a black box. Let's be real. The fundraising process can be like an endless game of dots. Okay, well, this is kind of long, and I'm tired. I'm gonna have to look at it again tomorrow. Make sure that it's clean and there were no interruptions. But you get the idea. So that's what I would use for my about. Um, I don't like to build a lot of unnecessary stuff. I don't. I don't like if an about can be a video on my YouTube channel, that's what it is. That's always the best way to get the message anyway. If my contact can be DMing me on LinkedIn, that's what it is. That's the best way to contact me. That's the best way to grow my network anyway. Features requests, form spree, no big deal. I use the stuff that helps me move fast. Use the stuff that people already created. No need to reinvent the wheel. I use form spree. That's how I do my features request. I'll be doing that tomorrow before we go live. You know what I mean? So I kind of just like to keep things simple. Um, I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do this tomorrow. And let me close this down. I'm not even thinking about. I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm so tired. Let's close that. That's my course. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna do stuff tomorrow. I can't even think right now. My brain is shutting down. It's been a long day. This is my AI web design. If anybody's interested in one-on-one tutoring, coaching on how to do this, this is my web design course. This is my AI mobile web design course, because this is also mobile web, or at least it should be. We got to test that later. We'll test that tomorrow. If you interested. Okay. That's that. That's the course. If you got this far, treat yourself to something good. And That's pretty much it. That's all I got. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. This looks good. I mean, I'm happy. I like it. I like it. I think it looks good. I think it looks really good. We're gonna see. I gotta clean this up, get rid of all this. See how it works. It just goes, makes three rows of three, rows of three. And the crazy thing is, I'm only using a few words, so I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure how the characters stretch it up. See, I haven't even thought about how the characters push the card width. So I don't know how much people are going to type. Again, we'll worry about that when we get to it. But as you can see, this right here is part of the, you know, part of the code, how it lays. Before it was just one column, and then I said, you know what, let me make them in rows of 4, but it gave me rows of 3. And so, I like cards. I like cards. I might have to add it where the card opens up. I don't know. I just like cards. I always like cards. It's cards are neat and clean, and it's just, and I didn't even do this. They animate. That's pretty cool. They move. That's pretty cool. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna put a carousel. I'm gonna put a carousel here, and that's gonna be the logos of all the VCs that are reviewed. That's going to be like the logos of all the VCs that are reviewed. And get the features request, the contact, the about, the write a review. It works, it's simple. You fill this out. You're in Cali. You click on that. If not, you submit. If it's in California, then you fill this out. And then, like, even something like just having it default to blank is important, right? Like, that's so important. And then you pick something else, and then so all of that, and then of course it's not live, but but again, see, it's not live. I mean, these are things you can fix, but it doesn't really matter because I have it set up where if both these aren't checked, it won't push that data anyway. So, and then of course you see this, it tells you what's required. I mean, so you get the idea. Everything's required. All of these are required, except for this. These are optional. So it's completely anonymous. Okay, completely anonymous. What the founder said. Completely anonymous. Think of it like one of those little boxes where you drop an envelope, right? And nobody knows what you rated them. But I do. So, okay. All right. Let me get out of here, guys. It's been fun. Thank you for joining me. Look, this shit is beautiful, man. This shit is beautiful. We got to do the site map and all this. So much stuff to do. It's just, boy, it takes all the fun out of it. But anyway, out of here. Thank you for joining me. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. If you want to see more about this law, here goes the letter from the governor. Here goes the letter from the governor. And also you can, this is a law. This is a law. California is in laws that are going to make people very wealthy. Okay. This is a law that California made. Okay. And this is going to make people very, very, very wealthy, because these are things that businesses in California have to do. Okay. These are things that businesses in California have to do. Okay. So I might even move to California because they ain't the most of any state. I mean, their salary is crazy. I may have to move to LA or Sacramento or San Diego. Their laws are crazy. Let me go look at some opportunities, man. I might actually get out of here and go to San Diego. It's not a bad idea to go to San Diego. All right, that's all I got for today, guys. Thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you tomorrow. We're going to be launching. So once we launch, I won't be doing a live for the launch. I'll be doing a video, and then probably later on next week, I'll do a launch I'll do a live about launch with your Q&A. All right, peace. What's up? Shit, just chilling.